What's up, guys? My name is Jesus, and I'm coming at you from my school. Right now, the kids are on vacation, so pretty much just desk warming. I finished up some lessons for the year. I'm just, grinding out the last couple days before the kids come back and go crazy. So I figured I'd make this really quick video and just tell you a couple things that I think might help you on your way to becoming a ESL teacher here. I've been here for 1 year now, and it's been a crazy ride, but I think these things will definitely help you out. Some things that I didn't really hear on other YouTube channels. And I think that these couple things might make it a little easier for you, or some things that you might forget to ask your co-teacher. So anyways, I guess, so at my school I was fortunate enough that where my co-teachers pretty much just you know, held my hand through most of everything that I had to do. But I realized that some of my friends had some issues that I didn't run into, but I was like, you know what, maybe this is important. Number one thing, when you first get here, your co-teacher's probably gonna help you up with your cell phone. Cell phones are pretty cheap, so don't stress that one too much. But I think the one thing is banking. When you get to when you get to the bank with your co-teachers, in my case, I went with my co-teacher and they just took me to NH Bank, and I had all my paperwork, all my information. Make sure you bring your passport and your ARC. This is after you get your ARC, okay? So I think you have to get that first. But anyways, you go to the bank and they have different types of accounts. So if you're like me and you're planning to travel abroad, or you need to send money home or whatever, just make sure that when you get to the bank, that you tell your co-teacher, hey, listen, I have these plans. I have to send money home every month or something, or I want to be able to use online banking on your cell phone or whatever. And also, if you're going to travel, let them know, hey, I plan on going to other countries, so I want a card that I can use overseas. So I think the one thing, I think it's because some of my coworkers, they didn't have access to all those things. They just had like a very basic checking account or something to where they got the deposit, but they weren't able to use it, overseas for whatever reason, or, it's like a hassle to send money home. So make sure that when you go, it's just like a one-stop shop. You tell them, hey, I need a remittance account. I think that's what it's called, is a remittance account or something like that. But anyways, that's so you can send money home to wherever you're going to, to your offshore account. Also, let them know that you want to use it overseas. So, I've been able to use my card from NH at, in Thailand and Taiwan with no issues. So yeah, definitely do that. And also make sure that you ask your co-teacher to help you with the online setup for your mobile banking. It's not like in America. Well, I'm from America, so I'm referencing a lot in the U.S. But it's not like in America. You just download Bank of America, whatever, and there you go. You set up your account. Here you have to set up a bunch of security things that they have to set up on Internet Explorer on your desktop, and then you have to transfer that information to your phone. It's not that complicated. I figured it out on my own later. I had to do it again for a new phone, but if you're new, definitely let the co-teacher know that you want to be able to use your, check your account and stuff on your phone, because going to the ATM is annoying. You want to be able to transfer money from your phone, pay your bills from your phone, and it's super easy once it's all set up. So it's definitely a big plus. Make sure you ask for that. So another thing is, I came into Korea with almost no knowledge of the Korean language. I mean, I knew a couple things from watching dramas and stuff, but for the main part, I couldn't even read Hangul. But now I can kind of read, and I'm not as where I want to be as far as knowing the language. But either way, don't stress out if you don't know Korean. I know a lot of people were coming in here like, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. I'm going to get lost. But by all means, don't worry. Don't stress out. The one thing I can tell you right now is download Kakao Metro. Kakao Metro, you can download this on English. For the most part, you'll be able to get around anywhere in Seoul. If this is just me speaking around Seoul, because I'm not, too familiar with areas like Daegu or, the southern areas of or the eastern parts of Korea. But if you're around Seoul and Gyeonggi-do, download Kakao Metro. I'm sure it works for all Korea, but either way, download Kakao Metro, and what I would suggest to do is talk to your co-teacher and let them know, hey, ask them all the directions from your area. What's the closest bus terminal? What's the closest bus terminal? And what bus to take? And how much it's going to cost. Also, ask for how do you get a taxi? Ask for, what's the closest subway station? For the most part, you can go, I think, to like your main subway station anywhere you're at, and just from there, just transfer a few places, and you're gonna get to Seoul super fast using Kakao Metro. And don't be worried about like if you can't see the signs. For the most part, I have not been to one station in Korea where there's not translation in English. You're gonna see, for example, like the Hangul version, and there'll be translation in English, and sometimes in Chinese too, or Mandarin. So you'll be fine. So don't stress about that, but definitely ask your co-teacher about all those details. Bus line, train, subway, approximate distance and time. Ask for the average taxi fare. That's very important because it's not always. This doesn't always happen, but you'll be surprised. Sometimes they'll jack up the price on your taxi just because you don't know any better, and it happens. It's whatever. So that definitely Kakao Metro. Like one of the big things that I was very grateful for was the Epic orientation. During Epic orientation, I was able to meet so many people. Like it was just awesome. But definitely, 100%. Once they tell you your placement and where you're gonna go, like just instantly go to them and go to your friends and say, hey, are you in such and such province? Are you at such and such city? Let me get your Kakao Messenger. Let me get your Facebook Messenger. Let me get your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever. You might not have a phone number yet, but get all that information first so that way you can stay in contact. I was so lucky that one of my really good friends that I met at orientation, we ended up living like 10 minutes away from each other. So like the first night, I was like, yo, where you at? And she was like, hey, I'm here. And we looked at the map, and found each other. We're like, dude, you live like 10 minutes away from me. Met up for lunch dinner that same night. So we're in a new city, and it was like just such a relief to find somebody, a familiar face, because you think you're like alone and all this stuff. So, it's definitely like, a sigh of relief when you find someone familiar, or even if you're like within, 30-minute bus ride or taxi ride, whatever, you guys can meet up, and you'll be able to like kind of support each other for the first couple months, have someone's back. So definitely get as many friends as possible. And even if you find other friends that are in like, separate areas of the country or whatever, make as many people as possible. Meet as many people as possible. It doesn't hurt to have friends in Busan or Daegu, Gwangju, or any place like that, because you're going to do a lot of traveling, I'm sure, in Korea. So if you hit up, hey, remember I'm from Epic Orientation, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, come over, I got a place you can crash for the weekend or something. So make as many connections. So this video was pretty much just relating into like, a couple things that off the top of my head, I can think of that, would have been definitely beneficial. I think beneficial to people that are just getting to Korea and getting started up or starting up. Sorry for me stuttering and stuff. I'm just talking really fast. But I hope this video came out, can help you out a little bit. And, any questions, let me know. I don't know everything, but I've been here for a year, so I'm kind of like, not that green anymore. I'm not that fresh, but still learning more new things every day. So, hit me up, and I'm more than willing to talk.